Is monotheism compromised if the Bible recognizes the existence of other gods in addition to the one true God? Many claim that you can't have monotheism while at the same time accepting other spiritual beings as real gods. You can't even have monotheism if you accept another divine being as harmonious, though subordinate to the one true God. Are they right? When Yahweh famously claims that he alone is God, Isaiah chapters 40 through 49 provide a good context for this. And when Jesus says that the Father is the only true God, it's important to realize that these statements do not negate the existence of other spiritual entities, actual beings as gods. They're just stating that Yahweh is the supreme creator, in control of everything, and over every dominion that exists. The person of Yahweh is the sole sovereign. So monotheism is not threatened by the existence of other gods if it's understood that there is one supreme sovereign over all. Now here's a way to look at this. Downstream, working in opposition to the purposes of Yahweh, there are other spiritual entities, real, spiritual, demonic beings, who are gods because they exercise control over the hearts and imaginations of their subjects. Even if they are really frauds and liars by the message they convey, they possess a degree of sovereignty since people engage them, desire to appease them, and pay homage to them. Everything we'd expect in terms of behavior toward a god. Yahweh has allowed them the freedom to deceive and the freedom to even exert certain powers on a limited scale. Now, the idols that often represent them, concocted by man like a graven image, can't do anything. They're inept and impotent. But the beings behind them are real spiritual entities, rightly called gods because of the power that they hold over others within their sphere of influence, within their particular dominion. On the other hand, downstream, working in perfect union and cooperation with Yahweh, is his only begotten Son. He is not Yahweh himself, the sole sovereign, but he is divine and can be called God because the Father has delegated to him authority, sovereignty, and a kingdom. He represents Yahweh to mankind. He is the image of the invisible God. The Father says to the Son, "Your throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter of righteousness is the scepter of your kingdom." If the Son is God in this sense, but not the actual person of Yahweh, again, does this nullify monotheism? A subordinate son, always acting in alignment with and in perfect harmony with his Father, his superior, does not undercut monotheism, because the Son always does the will of his Father. There's no mixed message or competing message between them. The Son is simply an extension of his Father. He's always worked in complete cooperation with his Father. The Son's authority flows from the Father, and nothing he does is outside the bounds of the prerogatives and purposes of his Father, who is the one true God, Yahweh, the sole sovereign. This is perfectly compatible with the concept of monotheism, and is what the Bible teaches. Stating it again, downstream, working in opposition to Yahweh, we have the pagan deities, real gods due to their real influence over people. Downstream, working in harmony with Yahweh, we have his only begotten Son, a real God who reveals the Father, perfectly executes the will of his Father, and has been given all authority by his Father. Modern attempts to define monotheism are really hyper-monotheism and have missed the mark and are driven by the denial from the Jew and Muslim that Yahweh had a literal begotten Son, and driven by the false notion from the Trinitarian that you need to elevate the Son to the person of Yahweh to preserve monotheism. You don't, as I've explained. In their error, the Trinitarians logically promote polytheism, three sole sovereigns, and thus severely damage the Christian witness to the Jew and Muslim to a level that's difficult to quantify. They'd be much better off promoting the subordinationist view explained here, which was the primary position held by the earliest Christians after the death of the apostles.